If you or a loved one has recently turned into a 10-foot walking monstrosity of flora and shadows, well, then you might have something in common with what's currently happening. And as to be kind of expected at this point, Elias himself has not really divulged any information. All we know from his past has been from other people. Maybe he will actually bite the bullet at some point and not be so secretive. But now that there is more organisations at least trying to get in contact with him and his Chise, I don't think they're going to be able to have a relaxing evening anytime soon, so shall we have a look anyway? And especially since the little messenger found its way into a plant pot to be hopefully quite useful fertilizer. I'm thinking that Elias himself wasn't all too pleased. And it has been pointed out several times now, there is an OVA prequel thing, and I will be watching that after episode 13, so for everyone out there wondering, that's when it's coming up. But one thing with Mahoutsukai no Yome is the world just keeps getting more and more intricate with its personalities, might be a good word. And how everything is interconnected. Very nice. Is she stuck with what to do as well? Well, she had very little going on in her life, like self-worth kind of way. So, of course, anyone that takes the smallest bit of interest. Very nice. Little bird. Yeah, having some self-control over her magic might be something that is needed to be imparted on her quite quickly. She doesn't want to cause trouble for him in case he decides to disown her. They must be quite close then if he can belittle him to that extent. She's been shown and given so many new things recently. Is this the same song he sung before, or? Out of all the different ways of summoning magic, probably singing like this would be the least fitting for me personally. With my dumpster fire voice. It's not the worst wand making scene I've ever watched. Can't say there's been that many of them though. Matches her hair. The place of gods and all that? Why is she now on a tree swing? The dragon. In better days. And how will this affect her mental state of there being a connection between life and death itself? And there being this intersect. Why don't you take a bit of time, give the dead some hassle, and vocalize some of her troubles? We've known this much. Because it's emotions that she's not used to. Like caring for people and them somewhat caring for you back. Even if there's a very confusing thought process. Sometimes you need an outsider's perspective. If he was to throw her out, it would be for a reason. then he didn't deserve your time in the first place. Because they have brought her to this place where she is at the minute. Even if it wasn't by their own, like, trying to be a good parent. But how her life might have gone differently if it hadn't been to this conclusion. The questions that she might not want to think about or answer, but needs at least saying. Even though she is this might be a good way to get through to her, I guess, but she is irreplaceable at the minute through those people that she has saved. It really does say a lot about her. That even after suffering for everything that she has in the past, she still extends that hand out to those in need. Whether if it was meant to be through just circumstance, but still. It's not often where she's ever had the choice to think about what she wants. Very nice, but there's something in those words which makes me uneasy. But I don't know what it is. I used to internalize a lot of stress and troubles and whatever I had. And then, as I grew older, just complain out loud even if there's no one to hear. Sometimes just saying things out loud, even to yourself, helps clear the air slightly. Dog went running. Gathering her belongings. Oh, I don't want to ride a dragon. I'll just teleport myself through something that I've not actually been taught, per se. She's a natural, this lass. Sure, how many of you are going to end up helping? Nothing to see here, just a fireball careening through the sky. Wonder what would be on the late night news. Especially if one were to connect it to a phoenix. And is there the symbolism there of her being reborn from that conversation with the dragon to her current state? Even if it isn't meant to, I'm taking it as that because it's nice in my head. And I like the sun with its multiple intersecting lines of light there. After a conversation I had where I see street lights with the lines, whereas everyone else in my family sees the halo around it because I have sciatica. Not sciatica. Forgotten the word. No, can't remember. Something to do with the eyes, at least. I know sciatica's further back. The fact that everything was quiet there, except for the woman singing. What a way to return home. Damn it, Chise, didn't I tell you can't affect the laws of nature to your own whims? It's not like I wanted to come back or anything. Has she heard those words before? Another few days of rest for her to recover the magic. She still hasn't said. Don't know how I feel about hearing the light breathing in my ears. Don't pay any attention. Is this... Was there mention of a sister before? This might have what broke the family unit, but still. Before that, the fact that they were just... playing along with a child, thinking that it could see something that's there. There's... Damn it, sheep bugs. Maybe you should set up some flypaper or a zapper outside. You can make quite a few sweaters out of all of that, I'm guessing. I don't think that toupee quite works. Did I say 2 days or a couple of days? If I had guessed that correctly. She has a new lease of life. Which only means that something is going to come along and ruin it shortly. Go on, say you're happy. Or at least content slightly. Who let the dog up the table? I have a bad feeling at the back of my head swirling around. So I am very hesitant after having all of the good feels right now on this. I don't want that to end. Can I just call it here and say that's the ending? I'm not sure what to think about specific aspects of, well, both Elias and Chise's past. Oh, crap. Well, that definitely took a turn, didn't it? I have an image in my head of what that voice could be connected to. And if I'm correct, then I'm not going to be happy about it. Of course, if this show has taught nothing else, never judge a book by its cover. Or, in this case, a hunting trophy it calls its face. But evidently, I don't think there's going to be many people who dislike this particular episode. There was much to be enjoyed about it. And if that was the case for you, then I'd be very grateful if you were to like the video, maybe even comment down below. Even if I want to, I can't stop here. Partly because the show is just great, and also because I would say I'm obligated to, but that makes it sound like it's a bad thing. So, make sure you're still comfortable. You can get a rest if you want to, but definitely stick around for more Mahoutsukai no Yome. And much like the great dragon passing down his knowledge, my patrons, well, they inspire me to continue on, and so I need to give my thanks. So to Florida Taku, Sal, Raywin, Aegis TR, Denimet 1997, Lewis Almanza, Aisha M, Danny Chui, Daniel Jorgensen, ASD, and everyone else on the list. Truly, once again, thank you.